What is up? What is up? What is up, guys? It's your boy here, back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel or new to this page, be sure to go ahead and connect with me. Drop a comment below so that way I can connect with everybody. And let's get right into it. Okay, let's get right into it. So I'm going to invite a couple of friends of mine into this video so that way people can get notified and we can get this thing going. But I want you guys to understand something that is really happening right under your noses right now. And I want you guys to understand that there are certain levels to everything. Okay? There are certain levels to everything. And in life, in order to go to the next level, a lot of you guys may think that it's gonna be, I'm just gotta work harder, I just gotta grind harder, grind harder. But it's not necessarily grinding harder. It's about getting access to new information. Because no matter how hard you may work, if you don't have the proper information to open up certain doors, you know, like you could be shoving your shoulder through a door because you're thinking that grinding harder is gonna get you through the door, but not knowing that it's having the proper key to open and unlock that doorway. Right? It's about having the proper keys to unlock and open those doorways. And so that's something that I want to talk about with you guys today. I know a lot of people are at work or on lunch, so I'm just kind of doing this to kind of get it out there. And if you're watching the replay, let me know that you're watching the replay, but I just wanted to go ahead and get this out there for a lot of you guys. Because if anybody that knows me knows that I'm a people's person and I'm for the people, right? I'm a people's person and I'm for the people, right? So as you guys are coming in, drop your favorite emoji down below. Okay, drop your favorite emoji down below. Let me know that you're here and that you're tuning in with us. What's up, Renee? How you doing? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Drop your favorite emoji below. Drinking my ginger Sprite. Okay, drop your favorite emojis below. Let me know you guys are here, and we'll get right into the business, right into the business, because I got some information to share with y'all, man. I got some information to share with y'all, and I'll be going live on Instagram here in a few, talking about the same thing, you know, talking about the same exact thing. And let's talk about what separates the rich from the poor. What separate those who have, specifically here in America? Because I know in other places, it doesn't matter how you were born, doesn't matter how talented you are. In other places in the world, it doesn't matter how skilled you are or how successful you want to be, you just won't make it out because of the economy, because of the weather, because of things that are just out of your control that will make it almost virtually impossible for a person to succeed. But for a lot of you guys, I'm talking about a lot of you guys that live in first world countries. You live in America, you live in the UK, you live in a country where your society is developed and you have opportunity and freedom of choice. What separates the rich from the poor in these countries? Okay? And it's simple. One thing only. It's knowledge. It's information. Right? A lot of people say, oh, well, those who have money, those who are rich and wealthy, they hide information from us that makes me not successful. That makes it like a person like me can't ever succeed. Right? What's up, Renee out of Orlando, Florida? Thanks for tuning in, sis. Right? People look at it and say, oh, well, they have information that they're hiding from us. They're hiding from us. That makes it to where I can't succeed and I'll never be anything. I won't ever excel. I won't ever go to that next level because they have this that I don't. Okay? But you guys have to understand something. The world is moving around you. Opportunity is around you all day long. It's just you have to open up your mind to receiving new information and a new way of doing things. Because what happens is rich people understand a couple of different things that most poor people or most people that are in hard times and situations don't understand. Okay, so one thing that rich people understand is they understand that in order to get ahead in life and stop being in the hamster wheel, right? In order to get ahead in life, you have to learn how to make money work for you instead of you working for money. Okay, that's number one. That's number one. Rich people understand how to make money work for them instead of you working for money, trading your time for wages, right? Instead of trading your time for money, rich people understand how to take their money and trade their money for more money and for profits and revenue, right? Because when you talk about these concepts, right, especially in poverty areas, especially people that grew up in the hood, especially people who grew up not having much, right, getting by. When you bring these concepts up, people are like, I'm not trying to hear that, man. I'm not trying to hear all that stuff, right? But these are things that wealthy people teach their kids, they teach their families, and they pass these principles down that constantly reoccur this generational wealth that they're passing down. Okay? Wealthy people understand that in order to be rich, you will never become rich at a job. Right? And that is me not knocking jobs in any sort of fashion or way in any manner. Right? Because guess what? We got to do what we got to do to put food on the table, to take care of our families, to take care of ourselves. And so you have to do what you have to do. Right? And that's cool. For you to do what you need to do right now, you got to do what you got to do, right? That's cool. But understand this. As long as you understand this point right here, you will be able to see forward and have forward thinking at your job, right? Understand that if you plan on becoming rich, if you plan on creating generational wealth, if you plan on leaving something for your kids to pass on for them so that way they never have to worry about anything in life, you will not be able to build that empire, that legacy for yourself. You will never be able to build that at a job. You will never be able to do it. Right? So what is the plan then? The plan is to use our job to help us build a platform in an area that we really want to do. What is it that you really want to do if you didn't? What is it that you would really want to do if you didn't have to go to work every day? That's what should be your driving force. That should be what gets you up every single day and makes you go grind and makes you come home and plan and grind and put together your passion, put together your legacy and your blueprint and work that every single day. What is it that you really want to do if you really didn't have to go to work every single day? What would you really be spending your time doing? Because your time is valuable. Okay? Whether you believe it or not, your time is worth more than $7.25 an hour, $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour. Your time has no price tag on it. So what is it that you truly want to do that if you didn't have to go to work every day, what is it that you'd be doing? And that is what you should be grinding towards every single day. Okay, so number 2 is wealthy people understand how to make their money work for them instead of them working for money. Number 2 is that they understand that you cannot build wealth at a job. Okay, so what is the alternative? The alternative is to start your own business, right? Start a business in something that you're passionate about. Start a business, something that is inspiring, that lights a fire up in you. That's where you start a business, because with your business can get to a point where it's built itself, and now you don't have to worry about the extra miscellaneous things. right? You can get to a point where in your business where you're getting paid when you're literally doing nothing. Last week, guys, I had a very rough week. Me and my team had a rough week in the sales, right? But I still ended up getting a check because I built a platform. I built a strong, loyal customer base that still follows me and still respects me and still sees value in what I do even when I'm not there. Right? Patricia said the American dream. You know, the American dream has started to change, you know. When you look back in the 50s and 60s, the American dream was for someone to go to school, get a good education, get a stable job with retirement and benefits and medical, right? Buy a house with a picket fence and just work that life out until you die. But now the American dream today is something different. It represents financial freedom. It represents financial stability. It represents being able to make memories and do the things that you really want to do with your family. It represents making your money work for you than you working for money. Right? So that's what the American dream in today's society is representing. Okay? So check this out. If you're not making money in your sleep, you will always be working. Okay, write this down. If you're not making money when you sleep, if you're not making money when you're not at work, you will work until the day you die. And that is something that I realized one day working at a grocery store as a cart pusher, right? A few years ago, I worked at a grocery store as a cart pusher, and this is where I got the revelation of this idea is like, yo, if I don't find a way to make money outside of my job, I'm literally going to be here forever. And then they expect you to retire when you're 65, 70 off of a percentage of your income and live off of a $500, $700, $800 check every single month from Social Security. They say they expect you to survive off that. They expect you to be able to make moves with only $800 a month in Social Security. That makes no sense whatsoever. Right? Financial and time freedom is ideal. Exactly. So my team, what we've been doing is we have been spreading information with people for the past several weeks that has been changing lives. I actually just got a DM from one of my partners right before this live on how she was able to remove over $6,000 in student loans, fix her credit. People who are becoming first generation investors, first generation stock owners, right? First generation small business owners. And so in order to break the curse, in order to break the poverty mindset and the poverty cycle, somebody has to step up and be willing to do the things that is not normal to everyone else. So that way the rest of the family, the rest of the dynasty can live off of that choice. Right? Okay? So when you look at families, when you look at successful people, they had a person in their family who took the stand and set the generational society on the right path, right? Whether it been their great-grandfather, whether it been their great-great-great-grandfather who started a liquor company or a candy store, that moment, that move right there triggered a domino effect through the generations of people finding knowledge, people becoming business owners, people becoming financially stable. So you have to be the trigger point that is going to change everything for everyone around you. How they think, how they speak, how they move, how they look at life, how they look at money, how they look at business. You need to be the change that makes everyone else question their own thinking. Excuse me. All right, Renee says, create a legacy. We got to create a legacy. The number one reason why I run a business is that way, when I decide to have a family one day, I can have a system and a blueprint in place to where my kids won't have to work for anybody else. They won't have to go out into this world and be mistreated and be undervalued and not be seen for what they're doing. Right? You want to be seen. You want to be heard. You want to be recognized for the things that you have accomplished. So what you need to do is you need to figure out how can you create an extra income stream. Okay? How can you create an extra income stream that will pay you even when you're not physically working? And what we're doing right now with our company is we're showing people how to start a business and get involved with a system and a blueprint that we're implementing right now. We're showing people every single day how to make money from their smartphone, how to eliminate debt, how to become first-generation investors, and how to build a legacy that is going to surpass you, your children, and your children's kids. And we're setting that stone, we're stamping that right now, and we're showing people how to make money from their smartphones online. But in the proper way, step by step. See, when I first came into this business in 2016, I didn't have anybody to give me guidance. I didn't have anybody to show me the proper ways of building a business. I was learning as I was going. I was learning through failure and money and experience. Rather, as you guys can plug into a system of 6 and 7 figure earners who are constantly producing results in their business, who are constantly making thousands of dollars every single week, and have over 6 figures invested in their investment portfolio. You're able to come into our company and learn hands-on exactly what they're doing in their business to succeed. That's what they're doing. You're learning exactly what it takes to succeed. You're learning exactly what it takes to travel the world and do nothing. But before all the glamour gets here, before all the lights come on, there was some work that needs to be done in the dark. And one of those pieces of work that has to be done in the dark is you taking action. You finally making a stand and making a statement for yourself and saying, I'm going to move forward with working this business and learning the necessary steps that it's going to take for me to get to the next level. I'm not going to complain. And I'm just going to grind it out. Those are the people that succeed. Those are the people that get ahead of everyone else. They're not waiting for an opportunity. They're not waiting for a handout. They're getting up every single day and applying themselves to go and take what they want. Not take as in rob somebody or take someone else's position or, gyp somebody else out of some food or gyp somebody else out of an opportunity. But you're setting yourself up for success earlier and quicker. Okay? You're setting yourself up for success earlier and quicker when you start a business, especially an online business. It's easier now than ever to start an online business. Sorry guys, I'm kind of beating around the bush, but it's easier to make money online. You want your descendants to look at an oil painting and say, because of we are set financially. Exactly. When you look at all these billionaires and these multi-millionaire families and these multi-billionaire families, This wealth was passed down generations. I'll be darned if my kids grow up the way I grew up. And I grew up decently, you know, but raised by a single mother of 6, right? I'm the oldest of 6 kids, raised by a single mother of 6. My mother wasn't thinking about wealth. My mother wasn't thinking about investing. She wasn't thinking about property. She wasn't thinking about stocks and bonds. She wasn't thinking about life insurance. She was thinking about surviving. Getting to the next paycheck. Getting to the end of the month. She was worried about survival. We've got to break this curse of just living to live, living for survival. When are we going to start thriving in life? When are you going to stop surviving and start thriving in life? How can you set yourself up for your family to thrive through life and through the years? Well, you've got to build something that you own. You've got to build something that you own. Until you have something that you own, you'll always be surviving. Until you build something that you own, you'll always be surviving. You'll always having to be under somebody else's supervision in order for you to succeed. And then as soon as they don't like you, or they don't like the way you do it, or they don't like your attitude, or they just don't want to deal with you no more, boom, they fire you. Boom, you lose your job. Boom, you lose your opportunity. Okay? So, you know, a lot of you guys, you don't necessarily have to do business with me. But I'm giving y'all the blueprint. See, my team and my company, we have a blueprint to where you don't have to go out here and learn it the hard way. You don't have to go out here and spend thousands of dollars in order to try to build a business. You won't have to go out here and go and spend thousands of hours of education, thousands of reading book hours and course training and masterminds and coachings and consultings, right? You won't have to go spend thousands of dollars to build a website and build the infrastructure that goes into a website and merchant accounts and team management and customer service and product management and all this other stuff. You won't have to worry about that because we have this set up for you already, and all you have to do is plug in and make money. That's all you have to do. And that is the most simplest form of business that you guys could possibly have. Go out here and talk to some of your friends who have a restaurant. Go out here and talk to some of your friends who own a gym. Go out here and talk to some of your friends who own a clothing line and ask them how much money are they spending or had to spend to get their business up and running. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, easily. When we have a system, a company, and a business game plan that you can get involved with right now, instantly, for $40, okay? And the whole entire system is set up for you, ready to go as soon as you register. And we're going to teach you all the pillars that you need to have financial freedom, financial literacy, and to build wealth. My boy Tyree said, no cap, I spent over $10K on my semi-pro basketball team. Bro, telling you, like, people don't understand. Like, I be trying to put people on. Let's see, what did Patricia say? Business model is already in place, only to follow and plug in. Exactly. You guys don't understand, like, what I'm trying to show you guys is going to save you time, energy, and money, which are your top 3 assets. But the main 2 is your time and your energy, right? You have to be very, very careful about where you put your time and your energy into, because that is precious. Those are 2 precious things you won't get back. You may be able to recharge yourself, but you'll never be able to get the energy that you put back into that. Right? $10,000, he said. $10,000. Would you rather spend $10K to start a business, or would you rather spend $40 to start a business? It's really that simple. The average cost to start a restaurant in America is $100,000 off rip. That's before you get customers. That's before you start making profit or anything, between your food, your building, your utilities. You got to get an account. You got to get insurance for your employees. You got to get insurance on yourself. You got to get insurance on your business and your company. And when you add all that together, almost $250,000 just to start a traditional franchise storefront business. And I'm showing you guys how to build digital real estate and build a digital business that you are in control of, that you have ownership of, that nobody can tell you what to do, that nobody can boss you around, and you don't got to spend, you don't have to blow your pocket to get started. And we're going to be teaching you investing, and we're going to be teaching you how to get your credit into the 750 and 800s, and we're going to be teaching you how to eliminate debt, and we're going to teach you how to manage your finances. On top of that, you're building a residual income for yourself. A residual income. See, some people don't even know what that word means. Residual income is money that comes in nonstop. Nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. That's how wealthy people become wealthy. And people be like, well, I got a job that makes great money, but guess what? You get hurt right now, you get sick, you catch COVID, that your income flow immediately stops. The second you get hurt, the second you get sick, the second a family member dies, and you need and you can't be at work, you're instantly not able. Your cash flow is cut dry. Your cash flow is cut dry. Right? But with the opportunity that I'm explaining to you guys, we're showing you how to build a residual income that comes in every single month like clockwork. Right? That you have control over. You're the boss. You're the head honcho. You're in charge. And people just sleep. People just sleep. You know? Cause this time next year, guys, especially right now, me and my team, we're transitioning over to a new platform. So I'm not even gonna get on Facebook giving the free gems like this, a lot like that anymore. And this time in the next 6 to 8 months, my team is gonna be in a whole different bracket. We're gonna be working on some whole different things, and I'm not gonna really have the time to sit and one-on-one coach people and give them this free game on these one-on-one calls that I'm doing when people get started with me. Right? See, right now, guys, working with me is like investing in Amazon in 1995. Right? It's too late to try to get on the Amazon wave now. But if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing for a change, you're willing to do something different to get results. In order to get something you've never had before, you're going to have to do something you've never done. You're going to have to expose yourself to some information you've never been exposed to. You're going to have to network with some people that you don't know. You're going to have to learn some skills that you've never learned before. And if you are willing to do that, I can guarantee that you're going to become successful. Guarantee that you're going to become successful. The best kind of money, residual income, comes in regardless of your circumstances. Exactly. The only residual income that they've taught us with the government is Social Security, retirement, right? But you telling me that I have to work 50 years of my life to only be able to retire off of 10% of my income? Out of all the money that I made all those years, I only get to retire with 5 to 10% of that money? Most people that are not on disability, that are just getting Social Security, they're lucky if they see $1,000 a month. It makes no sense, guys. It makes no sense. I hope you guys are catching it. It doesn't make sense. The blueprint that they gave us, it doesn't make sense when you understand what's going on. If you don't build a business, if you don't have stocks, if you don't have property, if you don't have ownership in something, you're going to work to the day you die. Ain't no reason why we got people in their 70s still having to work because they can't retire off Social Security yet because they haven't, worked long enough. Or ain't no way that some people's in their late 60s or approaching 70 and they still got to work another 8 years. All the wear and tear on your body from working at these factories and working at these companies and working at these corporations and institutions, and then when your body finally breaks down, you can't even retire because you didn't have no plan. You didn't have nothing other than that. So what I come up here is, I don't come up here and preach business being better than a job. You guys can look at all my content. You can go back through my page and watch my videos. I have never stunted on anybody that worked a normal day job. That is not what I'm about. But what I'm saying is, if your day job is your only plan, if that's all that you have, you are screwing yourself up. That's all I'm saying. Because that can fold at any minute. I don't care how secure your job says it is. I don't care how secure they say the benefits are. Look at all the people who had secure jobs, who lost their jobs during a pandemic. Look at all the people who had secure jobs, government mandated jobs that we thought was going nowhere, that lost their job during the pandemic. Gone. So you have to have something else. And for a lot of you guys who are millennials, any of you guys that are 35 and under that watch any of my content, all of us that are 35 and under, there is no Social Security for us. By the time we retire, it's not gonna be Social Security. So you have no choice but to have something outside of your normal job in order to just to survive. Let alone try to put your kids through school, fund retirement, get medical, get health care, pay your house off, pay your mortgage. What's up, Paris? Appreciate you, brother, for tapping in. Thanks, Gilberto. Appreciate you, brother. Renee says, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a great book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is one of the first books I ever read. When I first came out of high school a couple of years ago, I got introduced to this world. That was one of the first books that I ever read. Was changed in my mind of, wait a minute, so you mean to tell me that everything that everybody was telling me that I'm supposed to do as an adult and do right, all of that is backwards? You mean to tell me they said, don't get credit cards, don't use credit cards, don't borrow money, but the rich people never pay for anything in cash? You see the rappers with the diamonds on, bust down rings, chains. We don't lease cars, we buy everything cash, but the rich folks don't pay cash for nothing. They leverage credit. They let Uncle Sam finance everything. And then they write it off with their businesses as tax write-offs and then don't have to pay taxes. Rich people don't pay taxes because they use all their expenses from their business as write-offs. And if they do pay taxes, they paying way less taxes than what we paying, because business owners get taxed at 23% of their income. Employees get taxed at 40% of their income. So just off of a tax perspective, you get incentives by being a business owner, guys. If you're still paying for everything in cash, you're messing up. You got to get your credit right. You got to tap into our program and get your credit fixed. An 800 credit score is more valuable to any institution in America. An 800 credit score, listen to this. An 800 credit score is more valuable in America than $1 million. Than $1 million cash. Cash money. So you have to understand these things and these principles. These are not new principles, guys. These are principles that have been around for a long time, decades. But now that we've got the internet, we are now able to be exposed to new information that 40 years ago, 50 years ago, we would have never been able to get the access to. And so with all that being said, guys, is you need to be involved with our organization. You really need to be involved with my team right now. So if you guys are watching this, whether it be live right now or on the replay, tap in with me, message me today, because you're going to be doing yourself, your kids and your kids' kids a favor. You might not understand now, but 6 months from now, a year from now, it's gonna click. Things are gonna click, because we're going to expose you to a blueprint that can literally, I'm not a person that puts fluff and bluff behind anything, that in the next 6 months to a year could put your life all the way around, 360 your whole lifestyle. If you're coachable, if you're willing to apply new information as well as learn new information. Because it's not just to learn the information we're teaching you. You got to go out here and you got to apply. You got to apply the information. Right? Because I've had a lot of people who didn't quit. I done had a lot of people who didn't cancel their memberships because they're saying it didn't work. It didn't work in 2 weeks. You got to apply it. If you spent your whole life partying and drinking and clubbing and living for tax refunds, living for stimulus, living for the weekend, you can't give yourself 24 months to build wealth. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. You spent your whole life blowing your money, living in a poverty frequency, and then you won't give yourself 24 months to change your whole legacy around. Now, people are seeing results, hands down, on my team in less than that. People are coming in and seeing results their first month. People are coming in and seeing results in their first 90 days. People are going from 500 credit scores to 800 credit scores in 6 months. Do you know what that means? That means that they can walk into a car lot, a Mercedes car lot, and get a BMW, no money down. It's from broke to that in 6 months. By applying the information, guys. You got to apply the information, right? You got to take action. I decided 5 years ago as an 18-year-old kid that I was not going to recycle the same statistics, the same poverty blueprints that was given to me. I made that decision. And I worked on my craft. I studied the game. I applied the information. Even when family thought it was not going to work, I applied the information. Even when people that I went to school with, oh, you're doing that thing, you're doing well, you're trying to, I stayed the course. I applied myself. I betted on myself. I was all in on me every time. I was all in on me every single time. I didn't use the excuse that I was too young. I didn't use the excuse that I didn't grow up with this. I didn't use the excuse that I didn't grow up with a father in the household. I didn't use the excuse that I'm from this side. I didn't use any of that. I took the information that was in front of me and I applied it. And my goal was never to get rich. My goal was to just see one piece of result. If I can see one slice of a result, I know I can make it. I know I can make it. I know it's possible. I didn't need to see $1 million in my bank account to know that it was possible for me. All I needed to see was something. Right? Something. If I can see something, then I know it's possible. Then I can go further and further and further and grind and excel and keep leveling up. Every year in my business, I've leveled up. I've had some things that didn't work out. I've had plenty of money spit into my business, into my marketing, into advertising that went nowhere. But that's what come with the territory. You want to be a boss, you gotta pay the cost. It's all sweet on the internet, but you really gotta be willing to do this. And so I know that this live right now that I'm talking is not gonna be for everybody. I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to a select few people who are ready for a change. And I know that's gonna only be a select few people, and I'm okay with that. But if I could take 3 people, 2 people, and help them change their lives in the next 6 to 8 months, then I feel like work is done. I feel like I've accomplished something. You change the world by one person at a time. Right? And like Renee said, that's a great quote by the famous Zig Ziglar. He said, help enough people get to where they want in life, and you will look up and you'll be where you want to be. So if you're not where you want to be right now in life, guys, that means you're not helping enough people and providing enough value to the world. You need to level up your value. All right? That's coming straight from the source. All right? So love you guys. Listen, if you guys got any value out of today's video, tag a friend, tag a family member who could use our help. Okay? Contact me today. You guys can also go to my Facebook page. You guys can check the link in my bio. Go to my bio description. Check out the link over there if you want to see what we're working on. Or if you want to talk more in details about how we can help your situation, shoot me a direct message, okay? Shoot me a direct message and we'll figure out how to get you situated. Tag a family member, tag a friend, tag a spouse in this video, and let them know to watch this thing all the way through to get all the value. So love you guys. Stay blessed, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.